boy, is there stuff happening around the globe that many of you don't even realize. It's just amazing what's going on today. We're going to talk today about something called the Ring of Fire. The Ring of Fire. It is about 8:49, 8:50 p.m. Central Standard Time, a little late for you guys on the East Coast. 10:45 there, or 9:45, I should say. And but we're coming a little late tonight. Couldn't be avoided, but we're here. Okay, so um, go ahead and get on. Hit the like button if you can, and share this with your social media channel. And let's get some people informed about what's going on. What in the world is going on? What we're going to talk about tonight is a category in my prophecy puzzle book called the four categories of prophecy. One category of prophecy, as you know, is Israel. There are prophecies concerning Israel. There are also prophecies concerning the church, right? There are prophecies concerning the church that you need to be aware of. Now, you can't mix those two up. They're both headed to the same spot, but they're traveling on different roads. Okay, you can't mix those up. But another category is sinful men and whatever, the people of the world. What's going on with humanity? And but tonight, things concerning creation tonight. And I remind you of what it says in Romans. And I forget the exact verse, but it says the passage. Um, it talks about the whole world groaneth in travail, awaiting the redemption. Okay, so not only is man cursed, the serpent was cursed, but the world was cursed. The world has got to be redeemed for Christ to come back and reign for 1,000 years. And so as we get closer to the end, this whole world is beginning to shake. And like Romans says, the whole world groaneth in travail, awaiting the redemption. Closer we get to the end, the more shaking the world undergoes. And so that's what we're going to talk about tonight. I got an article here that came out today, August 4th, and it's by Michael Snyder. And Doc and I just did a show similar to this, although I'm going to talk about some things that we didn't. And that's going to, I think it was an update that's going to be on the radio and YouTube in a couple of weeks here. But boy, we had no idea how timely it was, because there's more going on than there was even just a few 4 or 5 days ago when we recorded that. So here's the title that Michael puts on here. We are witnessing alarming seismic instability along the East Coast, the New Madrid Fault, and the West Coast. By the way, the New Madrid Fault is probably 4 hours driving, maybe 3 hours from where I'm sitting right here in Kentucky. And I've seen reports that if it got real bad, it could split the country into two pieces. It would really be something. And then there's Yellowstone. They said Yellowstone could be destructive, unbelievably destructive, if that thing blows. And then you got the San Andreas Fault, California area, and that's always, everybody's always talking about when the big one's going to hit. And it's just a matter of time. Things are happening. All right, so folks are getting on. Here's the little map that I printed off. It may be backwards on your screen. I don't know. It says the Ring of Fire. This is off the internet. This has been around for a long time. This is where 90% of the earthquakes and volcanoes are occurring. Not all of them, but many of the earthquakes and volcanoes, most of them. In fact, I wrote something down here. The Ring of Fire, 750 to 915 active and dormant volcanoes exist along the Ring of Fire. Van, can you find that verse in Romans that I quoted? The whole world groaneth in travail. I can't even remember what chapter it's in. Put that up if you get a second there, brother. The Ring of Fire, 750 to 915 active and dormant volcanoes. 90% of the world's earthquakes occur within this Ring of Fire. That's why this is such a big deal. Let me put that up for you again. By the way, Russia, this is Russia up here. In fact, right up in here is where the 8.8 earthquake happened. Was in the ocean, but near eastern Russia. The volcano that you just heard about today or yesterday. There you go, Roman date 22. Thank you. Um, ro- um, the uh, the earth, the volcano that just erupted today or yesterday. Um, Johnny Cash song. Um, that volcano is up in here in eastern Russia. Um, they talk about the Eastern Peninsula. We'll get to it in a second here, and I'll read that for you. So, of course, here's the United States over here, right? Yeah, up here, right here, United States here. It's backwards. That's why I'm having trouble seeing it. Okay, United States, the west coast of the United States, all the way to over there, Russia, and on down some Philippines and all around there. It goes all the way down South America here, around Australia. Okay, it's the Ring of Fire. Okay, so let me read a little bit of this. This was quite intriguing. Why are we suddenly seeing so much seismic activity, seismic earthquakes, volcanoes? By the way, the two are related. The earthquakes and volcanoes are often working off of each other. Why are we suddenly seeing so much seismic activity all over the planet? Volcanoes just keep erupting one after another, and we just keep witnessing unusual earthquake swarms on major fault lines throughout the world. Last Tuesday, that was the 8.8. By the way, that is huge. The 8.8 earthquake that caused tsunamis in Hawaii and other places um, struck along the Pacific Ring of Fire near the Kamchatka Peninsula in Russia. It caused quite a bit of panic. By the way, only five ever recorded larger earthquakes than the one we just had. Only five ever recorded that were larger than what just hit a few days ago up near Russia. So Thursday, a quake swarm that included a magnitude 4.3 quake hit Southern California. Southern California. On Thursday, July 31st, a preliminary 4.3 magnitude earthquake hit Southern California's island empire near San Bernardino, California. Now, 4.3 is not a very big one, but when you live in that area and you're waiting for the big one to hit, every little tremor scares you. And 9:30 in the morning, local time, smaller earthquakes ranging in magnitude 2.8 to 3.1 reported shortly before and after. It is also true that a major earthquake along the New Madrid fault line on Friday, it was hit by a sizable quake for the 23rd time in the past 4 weeks. So the New Madrid fault line, just 3 hours from me, we're talking about New Madrid, Missouri there. Is it New Madrid, Missouri, or New Madrid, Illinois? Anyway, it's on the line there. I can't remember if it's Illinois or I think it's Illinois, but right on the Missouri-Illinois border, and Ohio River's right there. There's been several tremors there recently. And let me go a little further here. It serves as a reminder of the area's violent seismic past and a warning of its potentially violent future. According to the authorities, the morning earthquake struck at 9:11 at a depth of 12.8 kilometers. The magnitude 2.6 earthquake struck near the town of Blytheville, Arkansas, which is roughly 60 miles north of Memphis, Tennessee. This is the New Madrid fault line here. This area has seen an uptick in seismic activity in recent days and months. Is the New Madrid seismic zone starting to wake up? It certainly appears so, and we better wake up. Following the New Madrid earthquake on Friday, a magnitude 3.0 hit New Jersey on Saturday. Now that's 2 days ago from tonight, Saturday, and I heard about this. New Jersey and New York City were shaking a little bit. A 3.0, which is again not big, but unusual for the East Coast like that. Um, Saturday, August the 2nd, made its way through parts of New York City, according to the United States Geological Survey. The epicenter of the 3.0 magnitude tremor was in Hasbrook Heights, Bergen County on Saturday, just after 10:15 p.m. The area is about 15 miles northwest of New York City, where the quake also was felt and lasted a few seconds. So the East Coast is not known for earthquakes. So what is going on? Why are we suddenly seeing sizable quakes in such diverse places? And isn't there something in the Bible about that? Earthquakes in diverse places, Matthew 24, probably Luke 17 or Luke 21 as well. Okay, now, and then a strong earthquake registered at the Kamchatka Peninsula, Russia, on August. Let's see, and I'm missing some of this. This event, I'm missing some of this on my paper. This is the 6.8 that just hit near Russia again. So you had the 8.8, now there's the 6.8. Considerably smaller, but no small earthquake. An aftershock. There have been more than 20 major aftershocks of at least 5.0 in the days since the initial earthquake. So this is all up on the northern ring of fire there up near Russia. It also appears that the magnitude 8.8 earthquake also caused a Russian volcano that has been dormant for almost 600 years to suddenly erupt. Now, you just heard about this, right? Today, I think, or last night, a dormant volcano in Russia up near that same area, far east. If you keep going east, you'd hit Alaska, right? We're talking about that area there. So that's where the 8.8 was. The 6.8 was near there, and now here's a volcano that's erupting. You're not hearing much about this because we don't get a lot of news from Russia, because Russia, we've been told for 6 or 8 years, Russia's out to get us. And of course, we're finding out now that a lot of that has been lies, right? The eruption generated an ash plume rising 6,000 meters into the sky, 20,000 feet. That's about 4 miles, by the way, into the sky. And the volcano itself stands 1,800 meters. So that's quite a way. That's like 5 miles into the sky. I'm not sure. Michael says, I'm not sure why this isn't getting a lot more attention. The last time that Russia's volcano erupted was in the 1400s. This eruption marks the first documented activity of this tornado, this volcano. And okay, let's see what else we got here. I'm turning the page. On the other side of the globe, one of the most powerful volcanoes in Indonesia just shot hot ash 11 miles into the sky. So on the other side of the globe, Indonesia, shooting lava and ash up into the sky, 11 miles. Imagine a plane going there and all of a sudden that hits it. Huh? For the second day in a row, one of Indonesia's most active volcanoes, Mount Leotobi, erupted. The explosion launched a column of smoke and volcano material shot up 11 miles into the sky early Saturday morning. Debris talks about the debris and all this. On Friday, in an eruption that occurred just hours before the one Saturday morning, smoke and ash went as high as 6 miles. And this is a different one. and with the sky with lit up the sky with glowing lava and bolts of lightning. How many volcanoes have to blow their tops before people wake up? What we are experiencing is not normal activity. There's a very huge increased activity of volcanoes and earthquakes. And it very well may be the birth pains of the end time that Matthew 24 speaks of. But because of the major seismic events that we're witnessing are taking place on the other side of the globe, most Americans are not paying much attention. But ignoring what is happening is not going to change the fact we really are entering into a very apocalyptic chapter in human history. And it's not a chapter that we should be unaware of. Us prophecy people ought to expect what's happening. Now, listen to this. 2025 has been the year of the flood, but it has also been the year of the fire. And there's been terrible floodings across America, hasn't there? The one we remember the most is the latest one in Texas, where a lot of people lost their lives. But that hasn't been the only flooding. There's been a lot of floods. But it's also the year of the fire. Here in the United States, we're on the pace to more than double the number of wildfires that we had last year. So it's not just flood, it's wildfires. Double the amount of wildfires as last year. And a wildfire that has been burning in the Grand Canyon National Park since July 4th. Did you know that? Did you know that what they're calling that is now a mega fire that's been burning since July 4th? That's a month, a whole month. The report says a wildfire that broke out in Grand Canyon National Park has now been deemed a mega fire due to its size. The Dragon Bravo fire ignited from a lightning strike on July 4th. As firefighters ready to contain the blaze, fire conditions rapidly changed, causing the fire to explode in size. As of Friday, the Dragon Bravo fire, Friday, 2 days ago, or 3 days now, I guess, has burned 111,000 plus acres, becoming a mega fire, a term given by the U.S. Forest Service when a fire reaches over 100,000 acres. So that's going on. Mega fires, earthquakes, volcanoes, wars and rumors of wars. Well, what do you think? Are we at the end time? You know, people have been talking about this kind of stuff for decades. That in the last days, blah, blah, blah. And people have been watching this. But look, it's here. It's here right now. It's here. And maybe about to get worse. He says, of course, most of us stopped thinking about that fire long ago because there is a new major disaster to focus on almost every single day. So something happens, and a couple of days later, another big event, and you forget about that, and you move on to the next one. By the way, that's what's going to happen during the tribulation with the opening of the seals and the blowing of the trumpets and all that. One event's gonna be pushed to the side while a new event takes off. But guess what? That old event is still happening while the new event begins picking up. We have entered a time, listen to this. We have entered a time when we are being hit by major disasters on an almost constant basis. How many times do we have to get hit before the experts will finally admit that we are in an unprecedented period of planetary instability right now? So that's what's going on. Now, tomorrow, there'll probably be something new going on, some new catastrophic event. What's it all mean? It means the Lord's coming back. Van says, and he's joking, says just climate change. There's going to be a climate change, all right, but not the climate change that these people are talking about. And the Bible says there shall be earthquakes in diverse places. And these are birth pains. These are things happening right before the tribulation begins. The earth is groaning in travail, awaiting the redemption that's coming. Okay. All right. We're sitting in the RV. By the way, if you don't have the Prophecy Puzzle book, I would get it. My most important book that I've ever written is right here. The Prophecy Puzzle, putting the pieces together. If you don't have that, you ought to get on there and get that. And listen, get your loved ones saved, get your neighbors saved, get your children saved, get right with God, and because the end is near. And I've got some scenarios that look awfully good for the rapture coming up soon. And but nobody can be sure. There's a lot of different variables that could be off. So we come up with some possible dates that could look good for a rapture, but that doesn't mean that we've got it figured out. Um, but nothing wrong with looking, right? So we're still just a few $1,000s off if you can help on the purchase of the studio RV that I'm sitting in right now. We're going to be arranging some things pretty soon. Going to have a set here. Going to have cameras and lights and TVs in here, and it's going to be nice. And we're almost there. We just need a little more. If you can help, maybe is there somebody you can give $1,000? Maybe 2,500. Maybe you can give 2,500. Any amount would be a big help because we're so close now. And so pray about it. If God touches your heart and you can handle it, we'd love to hear from you. You can go to the website and hit the donate button. Be sure if you can put in the comments for the RV. Okay. If there's not a place for that, contact me. Say, hey, I donated such and such for the RV, and it would be helpful to know. Okay. And so listen, we're almost there. Just I think about $3,500. We'd be set. We'd have it all paid for. And what a blessing, huh? And do gotta get a little bit of equipment, cameras. I think I have a camera, but we're going to need at least one more camera, maybe two. We may need. I think I've got a switcher. I think I've got. What do you call them? The boards with the knobs on them, mixer boards. I think I've got mixer boards here. I think I've got microphones, the wireless ones. I think I've got two nice ones here, and we're going to be able to interview people here. We're also going to be able to do interviews via the a Zoom call, where we'll have a split screen, and I'll be on it, and my guest will be on it, and can't wait to get that going. And so we need your help. If you'd like to be a part of this, we'd like to help get this RV all paid for, and plus some of the equipment we need. That'd be great. Now, some have asked, am I not going to the other studio? Oh, yes. We'll be going to the other studio as long as Doc is alive. I've told Doc as long as he is able, we're going to continue. He's going to be my partner, and we're going to do shows together until the Lord takes him or me, or until he can't physically do it anymore. And I hope the rapture happens before that. And so we will continue going out there. But as you know, I'm doing a lot here by myself. I'm doing a live, trying to do one almost every day here. And now that I've got this, I'll be able to do maybe even more than that. Who knows? And so we got a fireplace here. We're gonna have a fireside chat now and then we're gonna have the regular studio set right here. Uh, I'll have my office in here. I will study. I've got two books I'm working on. I'll be doing those right here. And this will be I can't tell you what a help this is going to be to me to have this to where I can get away from the hustle and bustle, and I can be in my workspace here, and I'll be spending a lot of time in here. Okay. All right. So let me see if there's any comments. I know Van has put a bunch here. Pennsylvania's here. Minnesota. Van is posting scriptures for us. And that's what most of these are. And appreciate Van, appreciate you putting all them scriptures up. The biggest disaster recently, the Democrat Party. Exactly. And how about them Democrats in Texas heading to, they're in Illinois, hiding out. And the governor of Texas has just authorized the arrest of those 40 something Democrat congressmen from Texas. So that'll be interesting to watch. Jesus is going to give them some real climate change. Let's see. Many are lost, others are distracted, and others are asleep. Let's see. All right, that's all I see on there. Well, I hope this has been a help to you, an encouragement, talking about these disasters. Listen, Jesus said, let not your heart be troubled. You believe in God, believe also in me. In my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you. And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you unto myself. That where I am there, you may be also. John 14:6, right? And take comfort in that. We don't have to worry about these things. We do need to be aware. We do need to be doing our job and uh, walking with God and sharing Christ with others. And there's a reason God wants to know that the hour is late. It energizes us, it gets us up, and it motivates us. That's what prophecy is all about. It's not so we can sit on our porch on a swing waiting for the rapture. No, let's be busy. Let's have a hammer in our hand and a sword as we prepare and as we get others prepared. Okay. All right. Share this with your folks on your pages. Hit the like button, comment. All of that will be very helpful for getting this scene out there. Okay. We got lots of things we're working on. We're going to be doing some promoting, some advertising, that kind of stuff. And we really need to get some more donors and some more givers so that we can expand some more and get on more networks. Right now, we're on CTN television every Friday nationwide. We're on VTN every Saturday in all of Arkansas and some of Missouri. And we're on BBS radio. We've got almost 130,000 hits in July on BBS radio. It's television, but it's called bbsradio.com. And we're getting a lot of hits on there. We figure we're getting over 200,000 hits a month on all of our ministries. There's no way to know. Now BBS records them, but most of the networks you don't know. You just have to guess. But there's got to be over 200,000 a month. So it's worthwhile for you to be involved if God has touched your heart. You like what you hear. The more people who get behind this and partner with us, the more we can expand our reach out there and get on other networks. Okay. That's my goal. That's Doc and I. That's what we wanted the whole time. We want to get out there and be seen. Of course, YouTube, there's I don't know how many a month are hitting on YouTube, but I'm doing we got 4 TV shows, 4 updates every month. So it's 8 plus all these live streams. So there's several thousand a month just on YouTube. And there's some on Rumble. We're on the radio. I forgot that. The radio. We're on several radio stations. So there's no way to know how many, but we've got a lot. We've got thousands, hundreds of thousands of viewers. Now we don't hear from most of them, but I thank the Lord for those of you who support us here. So if you can help with the RV ministry, the RV studio, or you just want to maybe you like to give monthly or be involved somehow once in a while, giving a gift to keep us going. Doc and I get no salary. The money goes to the ministry, goes to paying for TV and radio and all that stuff. Okay. All right. Well, we'll get off here. And until next time, keep your eyes on them skies.